What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Life Sound Podcast. This is a long time coming. I've been trying to do something like this for a long time. For the first episode, I'm here with my roommate, Joshy, and he is a film studies major, and when he graduates, he wants to be a director, and we'll get back to that later. But first, I want to talk about humble beginnings, because, obviously it's the first episode of the podcast, and we're both freshmen. So what was it like for you getting accepted, that whole process, filling out the paperwork, and then getting the acceptance letter?
Okay, honestly, I don't remember a whole lot of the filling out part.
Yeah.
I remember visiting.
Yeah.
So, I remember, for my first tour I took was, in the junior year. So it was, pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back for another tour, and then when I was accepted, I did crew camp.
Yeah.
And then I came back and all that.
Yeah.
But no, I remember it came down between the two final colleges I was looking at were Mary Hardin Baylor and I think it was Angelo State. And Mary Hardin Baylor just ended up giving me more scholarship money back.
Yeah.
It wasn't that hard of a choice.
Yeah.
But I remember Mary Hardin Baylor being the first one I actually physically visited and applied to. So it was kind of like the one that I had in the front of my mind pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, getting the acceptance letter, what was that like for you?
I remember, and I think this is a lot of things for freshmen at UMHB, but I got the acceptance letter, maybe 3 weeks after I actually, applied.
Yeah.
So, I got mine back. I think you did too. Is that what you told me?
No, mine was a lot different because I applied, and it took 3 months. And it was
okay.
the longest 3 months of my life. It was.
You only applied to one, right?
Yeah, I only applied to UMHB, and I got in.
I respect
So that was insane. I'm very lucky. In the end, I probably shouldn't have applied to one college, but it was. I'm here now, so yeah. But that whole span of those 3 months was a really hard and long time. Yeah, it was just crazy. But once I finally got accepted, because my sister's a senior, so I already knew about the college. I visited it many times. So
Is she graduating this?
Yeah, she's graduating
spring?
this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, coming here, right? We went into Welcome Week, which is the freshman welcome home kind of deal, and that includes moving in.
Yeah.
And obviously, you have first impressions of your roommate. What was your first impression of me coming into or moving in?
Okay, my first impression of you, overall, okay, we didn't meet until move-in day, obviously. We had texted before. We texted actually kind of frequently about, dorm supplies, equipment, what we're going to bring, what we're not going to bring, blah, 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 which is good. Because honestly, that went good. Because there's honestly some horror stories about people that don't communicate and it goes badly. But no, we got that. My first impression with you, I remember I followed you on Instagram. No, you followed me first. And I was like, who's this guy? And I was like, oh wait, this is my roommate. I remember, I don't know. I don't think I remember having an impression from social media wise. I just remember thinking oh, this guy looks cool.
Yeah.
I remember it said that you're into esports. And my brother, he's not into that. I just remember my brother is way more familiar with that than I am. So I was like, oh, he'd probably relate with my brother more than me.
Yeah.
So I told my little brother, I was like, hey, he's into this. And he was like, oh, cool. But no, my first impression, I guess, meeting you was I remember, I think I met your dad first.
Yeah.
Because he was out in the hall and I was like, oh, hey, what's up, man? He was all like, oh, hey, I'm Kellen's dad. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I met him and then I walked in and then you were setting your stuff up. And I do remember I had okay, I'm extra. I had 18 boxes of clothes and you had 4.
I'm going to get back to that.
Oh, you're going to get back to that? Okay, but no, it was I was all okay, here's my toiletries, here's my clothes, here's my movie posters, here's, I was organizing everything and you were just oh, hey, what's up, man? Here's my stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, my first impression was it was cool because you wanted to spend time with your family, which was good. Because you were we met and we kind of talked and then you were all right, we're going to have lunch and do shopping. Yeah. Bye. And then, which was cool. Yeah. So I guess it wasn't an impression, just meeting, but it was cool.
Yeah, I remember that because I got, actually UMHB gave me the wrong number the first time. So I texted somebody
that's awkward.
and they didn't answer, and my mom and dad were like, so did he text you back yet? I'm like, no. and I checked like a week later, and they changed it to your number, so I texted you, and then I found your Insta. I followed you on that, and then I think I texted you after that. I think didn't I say like, hey, I followed you on Insta, or something like that?
If you did, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. It's probably in there somewhere, unless you deleted it.
Yeah, I forget to delete things, so it probably
Yeah. Yeah, so I followed you on Instagram, and then I get here. Actually, no. I remember scrolling through your Instagram and being like, dude, this guy's huge. Like, this guy's tall, he's buff. Like, we probably have totally different lifestyles. I don't know if this is going to work. I was kind of nervous because, like, I wanted a roommate that I would
funny.
like, you know, but I was afraid, like, we weren't going to get along. Because my sister, when she was a freshman, she had, like, a roommate that she just didn't get along with. Yeah, and it wasn't a fun experience for her and for us because we had to hear about it 24/7.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I met you though, I was in the hall. I think I met your parents first.
Yeah.
And then you came down the hallway with a box or a bag or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's him. Yeah, so
wow.
That was pretty much it. And then, but I do remember before you guys moved in, this is like the box stuff, right? So I got here first, and
I know where he's going.
I moved in, like, all my stuff. I chose which bed I wanted, right? I chose my desk, my closet, whatever. And then we go somewhere. I don't remember.
We probably went to ATV or something.
Yeah, and then we come back, and you're still not here. And then I remember we finally had people moving stuff in. And then one by one, it was like 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box, a rug, a bookshelf. And we didn't know what the bookshelf was. It was like a big box. We're like, what in the world is that? What could this man be packing?
Hey, you know.
Yeah, it was like, I was like weirded out. I was like, why does this guy have so much stuff? Like, where's he gonna put all this stuff? Like, we're not living in a mansion, but it worked out because you know we're actually in our dorm right now, so everything is comfy. We're all here, you know.
No, I'm not gonna lie. The AC could be a little colder, but
yeah, that's right. At McLean Hall, please fix AC.
Shout out.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah. So how's the first semester?
You know what? So, I guess to date this is the beginning of finals week.
Yeah.
For everyone on campus.
Yeah.
So basically the semester's over. First semester, boy.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Where to start? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that went down. I don't know. I think there's a lot of aspects you can look at it in. I mean, like school-wise, I don't think it was terrible.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of times people are like, "Oh, you're going to college, so you get ready to be neck deep in a bunch of really, really hard stuff." And I don't feel like I was in that at all. You know, a lot of my classes were difficult, but it wasn't anything like crazy out of that I wasn't used to at like high school.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, socially, you know, I was good. I knew at the camp I work at back home, I knew of one guy who graduated from here who was leadership there. Like that was the only person I knew. And so I was like, so I didn't come in like knowing anyone. Like, I mean, obviously after meeting y'all. So like I didn't know anyone up here. But like obviously because you mentioned Welcome Week, because of Welcome Week and because of, well, I'm sure we'll talk about FYC, but because of like different organizations I was in and whatnot, I met a lot of people, so that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
I don't have problems meeting people. Normally it's keeping those relationships I have problems with, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would say there's any problems. I mean, there's like hiccups here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, honestly, I really can't complain because compared to a lot of other people's freshman year, we really had a really easy time.
Yeah. Is film studies what you expected it? I mean, it's only first semester. But,
yeah, right now, freshman year I'm just doing basic core classes. I have to get out of the way so I can get into like the cool film stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what like I could show you my degree plan, and there's a bunch of stuff I'm really looking forward to. Like I'm gonna eventually get into like screenwriting. I'm gonna get into a possible apprenticeship with like a studio, which like that would be crazy. Yeah. Because that's what I want to do. But yeah.
Yeah. What was your inspiration for choosing the film studies category?
Well, basically my whole life I've always been like, it's kind of been like a thing. It sounds weird, but it's always like, it's like, I don't see how people can like honestly like talk about going to a mission field across the country when they're not willing to do the same to people like in their neighborhood. Yeah. And I think that like some of the biggest things you could do with that is like what are like the two biggest impactful things that like society has?
Yeah.
It's entertainment. Like that's like a hands down, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
it's like music, it's movies, it's TV shows, it's anything like that. And so I think like the most impactful thing you can do is affect a realm of entertainment that people are drawn to, and that's movies. So for me, I've always seen movies, specifically film, as almost like my mission field. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like that's my goal. I want to be a director. I want to be behind the camera telling people what to do. Because like I have like if I this is the best way I can put it. If I had like a magical item that I could have, I wish I could have like a notebook that like whenever I had a thought for like a scene or anything like that, it could like be immediately written down so I wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many things flying through my head that like I always like think of, just like really random things. I wish I could have them down so then like later I could be like, ooh, this could be in a scene somewhere, but then I forget. So yeah.
So obviously from a young age you watched movies. I remember when I moved in, I saw all your posters.
Oh, yeah.
You Sound of Music, like
yeah,
all your Marvel.
Yes.
You know, I just got into Marvel like in 2014. I watched Captain America for the first time in 2014. So yeah, but
what a guy. What a guy.
So would you say Marvel movies are pretty up there with like inspirations or?
So Marvel movies in general definitely are. I would say as of recent, the MCU really has. Growing up, honestly, it's funny. I was like exposed to more like comic books and that genre before I was in movies. So like I kind of like grew into it classically, if you say it like that. I think superhero movies are some of the most impactful genres of movies, especially like right now, like as of recent. Like honestly, like Disney and owning what they own, specifically Marvel, literally like own Hollywood right now. Like they're on top of Hollywood. Like and that's a hands down. Yeah. No one can really argue with that. I mean, there's definitely different parts of studios that, let's say like Warner Bros. You have everything else I could list down that have major parts in the industry, but I think you can honestly like even if like you didn't even like Marvel, you can honestly say they know what they're doing. Yeah,
I mean the box office numbers speak for itself.
Exactly.
I don't know off the top of my head what was the top grossing Marvel movie in the past 10 years.
Oh, as of right now?
Yeah.
It's Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
Infinity War
that's probably what I would have guessed.
Worldwide it reached over like $4 billion.
Yeah. What's your favorite Marvel movie?
It's Captain America Civil War.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. But I'm biased because that was the first one I saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they introduced SpiderMan.
Oh,
so like I can't wait for the new.
That's a podcast all on its own.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's intro.
Yeah, just talking about Marvel and
for real.
Yeah, when they introduced Spider-Man, that was like because obviously my first Marvel movie, and when I was younger I was a fan of Spider-Man, but it kind of just faded. My whole superhero like kid thing kind of went away, and I just started being interested in other things. And then when I went and saw that, first of all, the movie was great.
Did you grow up on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, the movie was great, and then they introduced Spider-Man, and I'm like, wow, I can't wait for the Spider-Man movie. And I think there was a movie before the Spider-Man movie.
So before the Spider-Man, X-Men.
Oh, okay. What
so it was
movie?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
It was like in 2000 X-Men came out.
Oh.
In 2002 Spider-Man.
No, I'm talking about like after Civil War.
Oh, after Civil War, Ant-Man.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't seen.
No, I'm sorry. That was before Civil War.
Oh, really?
After Civil War, it was. I'm forgetting. That's
Well, I think that was probably the next movie I saw in theaters. I believe. Like Spider-Man.
The next Spider-Man.
Yeah. And then.
It might have been Homecoming.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm forgetting one, but I think you're right.
Yeah. What do you think? Homecoming's gonna be
Far From Home?
Yeah, Far From Home.
So it's gonna be the Spider-Man sequel is Far From Home.
Yeah.
From what I've seen from the set photos and what like Zendaya and Tom Holland and other like crew members have posted, it looks freaking amazing.
Yeah. I'm really excited for it.
It looks so good.
Yeah. They finished shooting like 2 weeks ago.
They wrapped up post-production like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Which means that like right now they're just sitting on that movie, just waiting.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think, man. Yeah, Marvel. I just can't believe how much universes, so to speak, Disney owns. It's insane. They own like the classic Disney. They own Marvel, Star Wars.
Now they own Fox.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's like a cash.
You're not a Star Wars fan of the. Well, I mean, you kind of are, but like not
I
really.
I love the original trilogy. So like
Yeah.
George Lucas, Mark Hamill, all those like the original. I'm not a fan of the new ones.
Yeah.
Just because I think the originals are classic, and like what they did for the film genre and like in general, like it opened up so many doors. Like not even like opportunity wise for like actors, but like for like studios and like from like director positions to like set design.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy what it did.
The Force Awakens, I thought was really good, and some people said it. You know, it's a copy and paste of A New Hope, which it kind of is,
In
but
a
it
way
also
it
had
is.
its own touch to it.
I liked Force Awakens. Okay, it wasn't my favorite. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it because it was like there was like 50-year-old men going to the theater and crying because it was like it
Yeah.
was their child, which is like that's
Yeah.
what film's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you.
I think
feel
it's
like
just it's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's just a good Star Wars movie. Like it's
honestly, anything Harrison Ford is in, I'll go see.
yeah.
It didn't really go the
Yeah.
way I wanted it to, but it's okay.
Yeah. Spoilers, he dies. Han Solo, R.I.P. Yeah, and then I saw, it's so bad. It's so bad I can't even remember
Last
the name.
Jedi. I
Yeah,
hated
The
it.
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi was
terrible.
garbage, yeah.
I hope
We
the
did
ninth
not.
one.
We did not need a scene of Luke Skywalker milking a giraffe lizard thing.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
I don't even know what the name of the creature is.
I don't want to know what the name of the creature was.
I wonder if it's related some way to a tauntaun.
Ew, I hope not.
Yeah.
But that was the thing they wrote on Hoth, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that
I'm
Luke,
sad I know that. Okay.
that Han put Luke in.
Oh yeah, he
His
cut it
phrasing.
open?
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, so for you, like, obviously, you know, I mean, I don't know anything about getting into the film industry, but what's that timeline look like? Like, obviously, you probably won't become a director maybe right after college.
Yeah,
There's
no,
some
no.
work to be done.
The only way that would happen is if I met Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, bro, let's go work."
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, the Lord works in mysterious ways, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah. What's...
Oh,
go ahead.
so for like the timeline, no. What I would have to do, or is what I understand it is, I would have to graduate, and then I'd probably have to get a solid internship at a studio that has a name.
Yeah.
Like the way the most I've heard it, and a lot of like big time directors have started out literally being the guy in the studio that holds the boom mic all day.
Yeah.
And then you just work your way up through.
Yeah.
So like you can go from like set or like not interior designing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Setting up sets. You can go from like helping with screenplay to like eventually being like an executive director, executive producer. It depends on what field you want. Because some
Yeah.
people, like a lot of people, they want to be in the makeup department, so they'll
Mhm.
work their way up and they'll stay there because that's where they want to be.
Mhm.
And honestly, there's a career in all of that.
Yeah.
And especially like I said, in the industry that's so huge that it impacts that many
Yeah.
people.
What's your dream studio you want to work for? Like, what's your ultimate goal, basically?
I'd love to work, obviously, for Marvel. I really think, right now, Warner Bros. is picking up its pace. I know that's kind of like a touchy subject because that's who owns the DCEU right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so, I think they have promise though. I like rooting for the underdog.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always an underdog.
Okay. I feel
Yeah.
like that's
so
why.
I relate to that. Yeah. So, so the movie industry is really booming right now.
I would say so. Yes.
So what are you looking forward to in the next 3 years for you personally that can help you succeed in that area?
In like light of college or just like
Like within college, like what's something that you think?
I don't know. Well, I mean, like I said, I like every time I like this semester when I had to go for my advising appointment, like I got to sit down with the guy and talk about what like that looked like in light of my major.
Yeah.
Just the things that like are coming up. So like just like really cool classes like screenwriting, building a storyboard, like just like like I said, possible internships, like stuff like that. I don't know. I think that's exciting. I like having things to look forward to, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like if it all happened at once, then it would be like, oh well, that happened.
Yeah.
So it's good to look forward to stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think being a freshman is hard in the aspect of not having any kind of classes that are really like super like cool. you know, because unless you're, you know, you're a freshman that is a sophomore because of your hours, because you'll probably be in a lot of classes that are more into your major. But I'm having a similar thing going where next semester I'm going to be taking I think 2 classes that are really starting to get into you know what
cool.
I'm doing, and it's super exciting. I think I can't wait for the next 3 years because that's going to be amazing for that. So
Sure.
what would you say is like the coolest part of well, actually, what was the best memory you have with me or with any other people this semester? You did give me the fresh cut.
Yeah, I've given you a couple fresh cuts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna, you know what? This is a PG podcast. I can't say a lot of them that I'm thinking of right now, so we'll just leave it at that. You know, that one time, yeah, I did give you that one haircut. I remember the first time you were like super skeptical, and you're like,
yeah.
And then I was all like, hey, I got you. And then it ended up, and I remember I had my trimmer, and I did everything great, but the back, like, I don't, that's not sideburn. I don't know, the neck, whatever that is. Neck. I didn't straighten it right, and I remember we had to run back because your parents were coming down. So we were downstairs, and then we ran back upstairs, and I was like, and I touched it.
we went downstairs to watch a movie, and this was right after
and then
I got
Hannah
the
was
haircut.
like, "That's not straight."
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah. Somebody was like, I think it might have been Hannah, and she was like, "Yeah, that's not straight."
Shout out Hannah Sizemore.
And like I had Jimena take a picture, and I looked at it, and I'm like,
"Oof, yeah, I do." And then we like
and
ran
I'm like,
upstairs.
"Oh crap!" So I had to go back upstairs, and then you had to cut my hair.
Yeah, and I made it straight.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture and was like,
it worked out. It went totally fine the second time around.
Second time was like perfect.
That's the haircut I have right now. Well, it kind of grew out, but
I
mean, it looks fine to me.
It still looks fresh.
Yeah, so
it still looks fresh.
Yeah. So
that's a fun memory.
At the time of recording this, we are, you know, like you said in the beginning, on the verge of finals. This releases at the beginning of January. That's when you're watching it now. So, what are you looking forward to most about Christmas break?
Oh man, Christmas break. You know, I'm excited to see. I think it's really interesting when people ask you up here what you're excited because like your first thing is like, oh, I get to go home and see friends and family and all that, and then you're like, well, I made a lot of friends up here. But no, I'm really excited to see a lot of my friends back home. A lot of my like really close friends, they haven't graduated yet. Well, I say a few of them haven't, so I'm excited to see them. So they're gonna be there.
Nice.
I'm gonna be able to play with my dogs. So that's kind of cheesy, but I love that. I love my puppies.
Yeah.
Well, Tipper, she's 12.
Yeah.
She's the old dog, and then Duke, he's like 7 months, so he's a puppy and he's crazy.
I forgot to mention this. You live in San Antonio.
I do.
What's it like living in San Antonio?
Oh man, it's a crazy.
Because you live like outside San Antonio,
so,
kind of.
Yeah, anyone watching, I'm not, when I say San Antonio, a lot of people think like inner city or like suburban or whatever. So my family owns a big 148 acres, it's like a chunk of property that my family owns. And we live on that chunk of property, which is like, it's gone on the outskirts of San Antonio. If you know where Garden Ridge is, we're right next to that, and we're in between New Braunfels. I'm probably speaking another language when I say those things. Yeah. But I don't live in a neighborhood, I live on
I know what you're talking
chunk of
about,
acreage,
though.
okay.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of just like, we're right in the middle of everything, right? So it's like downtown San Antonio's this way, New Braunfels this way, Garden Ridge, like Seguin, Bernie, and all that. Like, we're right, that's all right around us.
I've always lived in the city. I mean, like suburbs, you know. I've never lived on an acre or anything. The closest thing to that is when I had to live with my grandparents in Pennsylvania. And even that was like, still kind of like neighborhoodish. So like, what's the day-to-day lifestyle like? Because I know because you watch movies, right? You're into like the media stuff, but you don't like play games, like video games or like anything like that. You're more like outdoors kind of guy.
Yes, I do. Oh, I'm way more of an outdoors guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny talking to people about that because like I say film studies and they immediately think I'm a nerd. I'm like I'm definitely nerdy in aspects, and I was like, but I'm also like outside and hunting down pigs. Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't. What do you mean like day to day? Because like when I was younger, we used to have cattle. Yeah. And so like
I mean, my mom lived on a farm, so I kind of know what it's like.
Okay.
But like, for me, like when I go home for Christmas break, like I'm just gonna like, you know, be inside, go to church, you know, come home, watch football, play video games. Like, that's just like my lifestyle. So like what?
So like my Christmas break, honestly, I mean, I'll definitely be, hanging out with friends. I'll go to church. I'll probably work out a lot. It's weird because, like, okay, I don't sound like, okay. I'll do some of that.
Yeah.
I'll be able to have, okay, so I'll have time to do that. I'll hang with friends. I'll probably have time to, like I said, I'll go hunting. I know I might go camping. I don't know. I enjoy I don't know. I found myself taking for granted where I live because a lot of times I'll be wanting to go somewhere else, but there's so many potential where I am. So much potential.
Yeah. I've been to San Antonio once, and it was in the city. I went on the boardwalk, did the river thing, like on the boat.
The riverwalk is fun.
Yeah, and then I went to the Alamo. That was really cool because I've always wanted to go to the Alamo. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the Ripley's Believe It or Not thing.
Oh yeah, that place is cool. It's kind
Yeah,
of weird, but
because it was
cool.
like expensive and we like spent all our money on like food and stuff.
I feel that.
So,
Oh yeah, the riverwalk is like way too expensive.
So
Tourist attraction.
yeah, so I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up here. This is once again my roommate Joshy from San
That's not my
Antonio.
real name, BT Dubs.
Yeah.
Mine is Joshua.
Joshua
Just go by that.
Stratemann.
Yeah.
Right? Did I butcher the?
No, Stratemann. That's
Stratemann?
exactly
Okay.
right. I get Stratemann, Stratemann.
Yeah. Film studies major.
Yeah.
Loves Marvel movies. Loves the film industry. Wants to Warner Brothers, right? Wants to work at Warner Brothers.
Possibly.
Dream job.
Yeah.
Possibly. So that'll do it for episode 1 of the Life Sound Podcast. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys on the next Life Sound Podcast. Thank you.